welcome to the House of Jen. I am so glad that you are joining me today because we are going to make the most fabulous fall tablescape. If you enjoy creativity, flowers, and more, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps me out so much. Okay, so let's jump into this gorgeous fall tablescape. These vibrant, almost pumpkin spicy roses are just really kind of the inspo for this table. I picked them up at my local Publix, and I love it when a good BOGO comes around. These were buy one, get one free. Now, I will say by the time I got over to the store, they did not have as big of a selection, and the quality was could have been a little better. So I had to let my lovely little flowers soak overnight in some floral food, and it seemed to help them perk back up for the arrangement. Now, they still did not last quite as long because I think they were a tad older, or shall I say mature, and they just did not hold up as long. But if for the day, it was stunning. So I used these kind of as a perimeter, all the little roses. I am just kind of, they say counterclockwise, kind of put your fingers in the petals, open them up a bit. Be sure to cut the little stems at an angle too. Never forget that because they are thirsty and they want the water. Okay, so this entire arrangement is very, very budget friendly because I think these were like around $6.50. And then I also picked up some chrysanthemums. These little designer bunches were only $4. Can you believe it? And they are a green apple color, which you will see later will be tied into the entire tablescape as I picked up some actual real green apples, which we will be making apple candles out of. Yes, we are going to make beautiful, beautiful apple candles, and you'll get to see how to do that. So these, of course, I had to take off the little decrepit leaves because some of them were a little dry. As a general rule, I like to take off the leaves because they will eventually crumple once they are cut. So let's go ahead and keep arranging, and I will show you my other fun flowers. Okay, so I was really drawn to this beautiful kind of orange, round, spiky, flamboyant flower, and I knew immediately that I had to grab it. It was in the Craspedia section, you know, like with those little yellow spiky bulb things that we're seeing all over the place, but I'm not sure if it is like ragweed or a different variety. Could somebody please comment below and tell me what these guys are? But nevertheless, they reminded me of cute little pumpkin picks that are actually real. And I think they complement the table, making it kind of whimsical. You always want to sprinkle in that type of piece when you can in an arrangement because what shall I say? It's kind of like the adjective in writing, right? It makes it more interesting instead of just very plain writing. You don't want plain floral arrangements. And so you want to edit with a little bit of flamboyancy. So this kind of gives it a fullness and a fluffiness, and I just really, really like it. I'm just inserting a few more roses and just seeing what it needs. So I gave it a few twirls, and then lo and behold, I had forgotten to add my greenery. So I think whether your arrangement needs arms or wings or whatever you call it, it does give it a little more visual interest. So I'm just putting some eucalyptus on either side, and I picked up that little bunch of greenery at that was the local Publix, actually, with the BOGO deal. Now, the orange, the fun little orange that I wanted you to name, what is it? Is it craspedia? Is it ragweed? Whatever that little fun flamboyant flower is, I found that at the Trader Joe's. Okay, so let's start working on our table. Before you lay down your tablecloth and table runner, remember to give your table a nice little clean over with some glass cleaner or whichever cleaner you have on hand. I like a nice surface free of dirt, debris, and crumbs. I'm excited to share this with you. I picked up this little apple core contraption thing years and years ago, and I'm just now using it. So I thought it would be fun to drop some little votive candles in this vibrant green apple, because if you remember, the vibrant green flowers in our centerpiece are going to flow very, very well with them. Okay, so I did not find this quite very sharp. This was like a very old piece, and frankly, it was not as sharp as I thought it would be, but it still did the job. And so as you can see, I am struggling a little bit with it. On the next apple, I did get the hang of it, but it's real life. Everything is not as like la-da-da perfect as you may think when you try something. That is what you will find when you ever do something creative. You will always run into a little hiccup probably, but that is just part of the fun of life and pressing on through it. So there you go. We have the little votive candle that you put in the middle. And I just think it looks so, so sweet for the season. So I am putting this lace vintage ivory kind of colored tablecloth, spreading it all across the table. I thought I would give it more of an elegant, almost sort of romantic, vintagey throwback look. And so I thought that since we have this gorgeous kind of fall floral arrangement, I thought it would make a good base. And on top of that, I am going to add this black runner. Now, this is kind of a linen material, so I did have to iron it. Well, actually, my husband ironed it for me, so I can't take that credit. But he did a great job. So do run a little iron over it before you spread everything out. I found these adorable little pumpkins at Trader Joe's for only 99 cents. Can you believe it? I love the extra long stems. And so I just got a smattering of white, green, and then I also picked up like a little tiger kind of pumpkin with the orange and the white striped together. And then I'm just inserting a few moss pumpkins that I had from the previous years. So loving just kind of the on the whim. You could also do some risers or like little copper pots or little clay pots and just kind of scatter them throughout to create some height and dimension. But I was just feeling just spread it across the table. So I spotted this like plaid. It's actually like a shawl that you just wear, but I use it in the fall as like a little fall plaid blanket to kind of overflow in a basket. And I thought, you know, this would be perfect to spread across the table because it just needs a little something, you know, so it's not so plain Jane. And so I just decided to put this kind of diagonal across the table, and it really kind of punctuated and brought a little accessory to our bright orange bouquet. So I decided to tuck in a few leaves that I had left over from my greens that I picked up at Publix. And I love how cute the little pumpkin just sits on the leaf like a little chair. It's so cute. And then I just put some other leaves kind of juxtaposed on the table, like wings, if you will. And they can dry because fall florals and fall leaves are supposed to dry, and that's kind of indicated anticipating, the changing season. And so I just think this is so cute. We're going to add some candlesticks. These are kind of a vintage throwback. They're the heavy kind of iron candlesticks that I had for a while, but I was very drawn to them. I like mixing the old and the new. And then I just had these kind of twisty gold and black candles. I thought about switching them out for a lighter look, whether white or orange, but these were kind of whimsical. I also have these little bud vases, and I just think they're so cute. I think the little brown one was actually reused from like little wood sticks for incense. But these are just adorable little bud vases that I'm scattering throughout. And I'm going to add some sedum that was just outside that I picked from what I had. And so these were just so adorable, and they are still holding up nicely. I did not put any water in these bud vases. Sedum is very, very sturdy, and several days later, they still look fantastic. I am so happy with the hardy little sedum, and it gives such a glorious little kind of ties in all the colors. Really, the khaki on the little like picnic table spread that we have. And I just think it's kind of woodland, a little whimsical. And I hope you get inspired for your table.